The internet and computing are atrocious. Graphical user interface design is appalling and patronizing and condescending and controlling and interfering, and I hate it. I cannot be alone. The way the internet and web browsers and other software packages or whatever used to work was absolutely fine, because it allowed you to make your mistakes. Now there has been this stupid blind push to try to eliminate mistakes by taking control of what the user is doing, and everything apparently all of a sudden has to be done at the speed of light. So everything you do feels like it's out of your hands all of the time, and you're like, what's going on? When I used to click on something, I had to release my finger before the click was confirmed. Oh no, not nowadays, and you never know which instances these are and which they're not. The click occurs the moment you have pressed down the button. So you don't have to, you can't click on something and then think, should I or shouldn't I, and then move the mouse cursor away. No, you're committed then. And this is all because some dozy twit with too much time on their hands, and who has been employed in the field of computing somewhere, has gone, oh, okay, I think it should be this way. Alright then. And they've just ruined computing for the rest of the entire human race through not thinking. These people are redundant, they are bored, there's no need for them, and they need to be reskilled in a completely different industry. And I am not going to stop going on about this until it changes. I am having to learn myself a little bit of computing just as an attempt to try to get to the point where one day I can have influence over this. I am so sick and tired of it. This automation is going to end up killing people. It's taking the heart and soul out of living and life, and it has to be stopped. It cannot go on. Everyone can see it. People are whinging and crying and moaning about smartphones and the impact they have on kids, yet every single parent gets one of these smartphones and splats it into their child's face the moment the child is able to speak, or probably before that. I wouldn't be surprised if some families have a newborn child and the first thing they do is just sellotape a smartphone to his eyeballs. Okay? The idiocy has to be stopped. It's not going to stop. People, unfortunately, the majority of people are stupid and just do what they're told. Case in point, dogs. Dogs are now a fashion accessory, and they are almost unilaterally walked by women. All of a sudden. Dog used to be the man's job. No, not now. Because women are the same as men. I've got a dog, therefore I'm the same as a man. That's how it seems to me. I've got tattoos all over myself, therefore I'm the same as a man. I dress like a man, therefore I'm the same as a man. I swear like a trooper, therefore I'm like a man. That's what feminism has done to our women. Great. Wonderful. Women have been ruined. Our women have been ruined. Say it isn't so. It's obvious. People are stupid. They just do what they're conditioned to do by the media. Not all people. The people who are really, really worthwhile, the intelligent people, don't follow the herd. But unfortunately, most people do. And that's annoying. But it is what it is. As regards computer graphical user interface design, again, we've got a problem now whereby morons who have no business deciding anything are in positions making decisions. And this is what you get with liberalism. Everybody's the same. Everybody is equal. Blah, 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 blah. It's fantasy. What you need is a meritocratic situation where people who are intelligent attain the positions that they deserve. What we've got now is, no, that person has to be in that position because they're from a specific demographic and they need help. Well, that helps nobody, and it doesn't even help them. So all of the decision making has gone from people who belong in those positions to people who don't belong in those positions. And the people who do belong in those positions are thinking, oh my God, what the hell is happening around me? And what's going to happen is that more and more you're going to find the intelligent people are just going to withdraw from the nonsense, and the nonsense field is just going to be this thing that they walk around and ignore, and they're going to get together, I'm included in that, simple fact, and produce a society which makes sense. So this garbage ball of society that we have is just going to be done away with, basically. It's going to be recovered and fixed. Okay? And that's the result of liberalism. So we've got feminism and liberalism, and they have ruined everything. What I see in the world around me is just a complete catastrophe. It's a slow-moving catastrophe, though, but a catastrophe nonetheless. I see it. I'm not the only person who sees it. I started this video by saying I cannot stand the way the internet and computing are. And I can't. Because they're designed now to feed the lowest common denominator, who is not expected to think for themselves. Who is expected to suckle at the teat of having everything done for them for the rest of their days, like some kind of automaton who is plugged into some machine upon which they are dependent. It's disgusting. It cannot continue. It will not continue. It will be destroyed. When people talk about this in terms of progress, oh, this is the future. The world's changed, you know. No, this is merely a deviation, right? And we'll come back from it. This is no progress. This is no forward movement. This is literally and only a deviation. We peaked technologically 25 years ago in terms of its practical use. I don't know if you get these sort of humps as you do progress, you know, in terms of the civilization. I would imagine that people at the turn of the 20th century said the same about what was going on then, but there is this thing that happens when there's a technological advance. It gets out of control, and people just go nuts with it, just to see how far they can push it. And that's what's happened in the last 25 years. If you really think about it, the use of the internet, the way it works, what you see, the way it works as a tool, hasn't changed at all. It's just been embellished with nonsensical, useless, frivolous, self-indulgent, rubbish design. Literally, if you like take a snapshot of a website now and put it next to one from 25 years ago, what difference are you going to see? Except for more animated, automated garbage that doesn't help a single soul alive do anything. They've literally taken what peaked 25 years ago, and they've continually tried and tried to claw at it, to try to get some more progress out of it, but it can't, because it is what it is. It comes out of a screen, it's just information. No, it's got to be progressive. No, it will never progress, nor should it. Maybe something else can supersede it, but leave it alone as it is. I don't know what analogy I can use, but it's like people, imagine the car got designed and it had 4 wheels and it was pretty good. Let's say for 50 years it was pretty good, but people kept trying to put 10 wheels on it, or 20 wheels, or 5 steering wheels. It's irrelevant nonsense. A bicycle has 2 wheels. It works fine. You might have a tricycle, but that would be something different. But the point is, you can't... just piling on more doesn't make something better. As a result, the internet is complete trash when 25 years ago it worked perfectly. Everything you clicked on did what you wanted it to do, and if it slightly didn't, it was your fault. You knew what the problem was, and you fixed it. And now with all this AI garbage, it's so bad. The average monkey on the street now just goes, hello, and they ask a question to their phone instead of looking up the information for themselves. And the phone doesn't get it right, because the phone will never get it right, nor should the phone ever get it right, nor should you ever abandon your own intellect and ability and independence and use the phone for such things as that. But people, unfortunately, a lot of them are just stupid, and if you tell them rubbing a potato on your face is the new fashion, they'll do it. If you tell them boldly enough and make them believe it enough, they will do it. And it's a sad shame that that problem in human nature, in society, is being abused. It can be fixed. People can be encouraged to use their own brains. But unfortunately, there is an aspect of society which feeds off of the masses and wants them dumb and wants them dependent and wants them sick and wants them confused and wants them misled, instead of trying to help them be responsible for themselves. It needs them, it feeds off of them, and that again has to be fixed. I doubt there will ever be some perfect solution, but what we have now I don't like. And when I was a kid, I would clearly and boldly say, I'm proud of my country, and I had no reservations about it. Now, when I look around myself, I'm appalled. The quality of people, they're still there, but they've been painted with rubbish. With rubbish. They've just been painted with rubbish, which is what the media does. That's what the media in its current form does. When I grew up, there were 4 television channels, and that was perfectly fine, and they had to respect a code, which was you don't dirty the national pride, the patriotism of the country. You can challenge certain things, but the country comes first. No, not now. With the advent of mass media, most of which probably originates in the Americas, we have a situation whereby there's no control. So our country is degrading because our country is infinitely vulnerable now to attacks, even from people who are subversives from within. It's an open season. You can see the government's not in control of this country. It's a mess. And that's England, or the United Kingdom. It's a mess. It's a complete mess. I don't like seeing it. This is a broad conversation on a lot of topics, but these are the things which I see which need fixing. They simply need fixing. If they're fixed, life will be fine. We can go on as we used to. But there is an element which has tried to ruin, especially the United Kingdom and other countries too, to try and drag them down into this morass of a one world government, so that they can be controlled by a one world government. Okay? It needs to be fought tooth and nail. It needs to be disregarded and destroyed. We need our nations. We need our countries. We need control. We need authority. We need leadership and discipline. Then we can have countries that function properly. If it's just chaos where everyone gets away with whatever they want to get away with, and never mind, no one cares about it, because the television is telling people don't care, don't build yourself, don't care about anything, blah 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 blah, the result you'll get is what we're seeing around us. The results are in. The media has done this. Now, the media hasn't done this innocuously, it's been intentional. So we need, as a country, frankly, to get control of our media. But we need patriots in charge. And at the moment, however patriotic a person from one of the major parties could be, they will be destroyed by their masters, which are international financiers, who have no loyalty at all to any nation and treat the world as a global patchwork quilt of things that they can manipulate. Well, we can't have that. Our nations are critical. That's all we've got. Once we've got control of these sorts of things, then we can put in place things that will solve problems, all the way up to and including the internet and the way computing works, and it can function for everyone properly instead of being this nanny statish kind of system which is trying to do everything for everyone. A broad conversation, but valid.